Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. This video we're going over some walk combos. So here's a one card combo using Walk Cobra. So this is kind of what I was talking about in the combo video. We're going to normal summon Walk Cobra here, go into the battle phase, attack, and since we can attack directly, we don't have to worry about our opponent's monsters. Search out Watuna, and because Watuna is going to recognize that, you know, I inflicted direct damage, it's going to be able to special summon itself out. Attack once again. Then from there I can synchro summon into Taurus, attack once again, synchro summon, not really synchro summoning, but it's special summoning by removing two monsters, one on the field and one in the grave. So using Watuna as the tuner here, we're going to get out Walk Chimera, then we can attack once again, make our opponent not discard a card, but they have to put it on the top of their deck. That's a simple one card combo that we're kind of going to be building on. Okay guys, so now this is a two card combo using Walk Giraffe and Walk Kingdom. So here we're going to normal summon out Wat Giraffe, use Wat Kingdom, target the Wat Giraffe, and then in doing so we can choose another Wat monster. So we're going to choose Wat Cobra here, go to the battle phase, we're going to be able to attack directly with both our Wat monsters here. So attack directly, use Wat Giraffe's effect. So at the end of the turn, they're just not able to activate anything. So that's great if you're able to get this off. Then we can just, after this resolves, we can get out Watuna. Let's push summon out our Wat Taurus or Wat Yuki. Attack once again. So same thing as we did before, but this time instead of getting rid of the Wat Taurus, we can actually get rid of the Wat Giraffe in order to get the Chimera. Attack again with Chimera. So it's just a two card combo that kind of builds on the idea that we had before. Very simple setup, and if you're able to attack directly, this is a great way of dealing 6,000 damage and discarding, not discarding, but removing a card from your opponent's hand as well. So let's go to the next combo. Okay, now we have a two card combo here that leans in heavy into the Sprite engine of the deck. So we're going to normal summon out Wat Dragonfly here. Switch summon out Sprite Blue. Use Sprite Blue's effect here to get Jet. Activate Jet's effect. Search out our Sprite Starter. So we're going to activate Sprite Starter here in order to get ourselves our Sprite Red. So when activating Sprite Starter, we do lock ourselves into level 2, rank 2, link 2 monsters. So we just have to keep that in mind when we do this. And that's fine because we can get out Sprite Sprite, activate its effect here to get rid of the Nimble Angler. And we can use Nimble Angler's effect here to get 2 Nimble Beavers. Then we can Exceed Summon, go into our Gigantic Sprite. Use Gigantic Sprite's effect here in order to get our Wat Fox. Then we can Link Away, go into IP Masquerena. And then during our opponent's turn, so this is the final board here, we have Sprite Sprite here that when our opponent special summons a monster, or just have another monster special summon on the field, I can attach a material from a monster I control, then target a monster in the field, return to the hand. So of course, Gigantic Sprite here is just for that. Basically, if once our opponent tries to do that, we can use Sprite here to bounce something. IP Masquerena, of course, we can Link Away, and then we have Sprite Red as a monster negation. So we're going to use Sprite Sprite here, just to show you guys, bounce that back. Switch summon out the Sprite Jet, use Sprite Red, get rid of this Gigantic Sprite. Then just Link Away and go into whatever monster you want. Obviously, if you're going into Nightmare Unicorn in this case, you do need a card to discard in order to bounce something. But otherwise, if you go to, like with the Crusadia Avermax, that could be an incredible boss monster to get out. That's very difficult for a lot of decks to get rid of. And especially if it's because of IP Masquerena, it's going to be indestructible. So that's always a great monster to get out. But that was just one of the combos that I was showing you guys. And let's go to the next one. Alright guys, so here's a 3-card combo that I have for you. So it's using Wat Dragonfly, Sprite Blue, and Wat Train. So we're going to normal summon out Wat Dragonfly, special summon out the Sprite Blue, search out the Sprite Jet. Use Sprite Jet here to get Sprite Gamma Burst. And we do have Wat Train here, so this enables us to but search out 3 Wat cards. So we're going to be using that to get a card to discard for Wat Cancel, and then Wat Kingdom, and of course Wat Cancel as the other card. Then we use Wat Kingdom here because we have Wat Dragonfly. We can actually search out Wat Cobra and special summon it out. Then it's just kind of to show you guys that you could take this in a whole different turn, like than what I did. Here I just used Sprite Gamma Burst in order to beef everybody up, but if I wanted to, I could have changed this up as well. But of course, this is just to show you guys Wat Cobra, the whole like Wat engine of being able to attack during your opponent's, during your battle phase, and then being able to use Sprite Gamma Burst to beef up your monsters. But you'd be able to switch this up if you'd like. You can, instead of searching out Sprite Gamma Burst, you can get Sprite Starter, and then instead of getting Wat Cobra here, we could have gotten another like Wat Link 2 monster, maybe Wat Fox, just so we have another monster here to Link Summon or Exceed into. But I'm just showing you guys that with Wat Cobra, we're going to be able to attack, get out Watuna, attack with Watuna, use the effect here, essentially synchro summon into Wat-Taurus. Then with Wat-Taurus, get our Wat Chimera. So it's what I showed you guys before. We're just gonna get rid of one of our opponent's cards, and now we can actually start to utilize things here. So we can go into Link Away, go into Sprite's Brine, then go into Gigantic Sprite. Then we can get ourselves our Sprite Red. And of course we have Sprite's Brine here, so we'd be able to utilize this card by detaching a material from Gigantic Sprite. And then we do have Wat Cancel just as a way of negating an opponent's summon. Sprite Red, negating a monster summon. But let's go to the next combo. Combo that I have for you is using Wat Cobra, Wat Kingdom, and Sprite Blue. So we're going to normal summon out Wat Cobra here, use Wat Kingdom, target the Cobra in order to get ourselves our Wat Dragonfly. Then we can switch summon out Sprite Blue, use the effect here, get Sprite Jet. So similar lineup as we did before, but this time we're going to get our Sprite Starter. So we're going to attack here, use Wat Cobra's effect, get out our Watuna. Then we can attack with Watuna. So the same thing as we've done before, we set ourselves up with the Wat-Taurus and then go into the Wat Chimera. The only difference here is that we have the Sprite Starter, which does enable us a bit of plays, but we do have to be careful when we use this card just so that we don't get locked out of using our synchro monsters. So attack with Wat Chimera, get rid of one of my opponent's card. They have to put it on the top of the deck. Then we can use Sprite Starter here. You can use this during the battle phase, so for instance, if you're able to attack more, then you can go for that. It gives you the ability to OTK as well if your opponent has nothing for some reason. But of course, if not, we're going to be using Sprite Red here, get him out during the battle phase because we can. Go into our Sprite's Brine and our Gigantic Sprite. And use Gigantic Sprite here in order to get ourselves our Sprite Carrot. So here we have Sprite Carrot, Sprite Red, and of course our Sprite's Brine does a way of bouncing something back and using Gigantic Sprite as a material. We have a Spell Trap Negate in the form of Sprite Carrot and a Monster Negate in the form of Sprite Red. Alright guys, here's the final combo that I wanted to show you using Wat Train, Sprite Blue, and any level 2 Wat Monster, but in here I'm going to be using Wat Fox. I'm going to normal summon Wat Fox. Make sure not to block out one of the link here of the Sprite's Brine. Just make sure when you summon out the Wat Fox that you are doing that. And then here we're going to summon out Sprite Blue, use the effect here, get Sprite Jet, activate Sprite Jet's effect, get Sprite Starter, and then we're going to activate Wat Train. It doesn't really matter that you want to activate Sprite Starter first, but obviously I'm activating Wat Train because I could just chain Sprite Starter to it and get the 4 searches anyway. So I'm going to be doing that to get myself my Sprite Red, so it just makes it so I feel more safe doing my effects here, less likely for my opponent to interact here, or at least I'll have a way to interact or deal with their interaction. And then I'm going to summon out my Sprite's Brine, get rid of the Nimble Angler, activate Nimble Angler's effect here to get my 2 beavers. Then I can link away my 2 beavers, go into the IP Masquerena. Then I can use Wat Kingdom finally. So the reason I didn't use Wat Kingdom first was that it does lock you into Thunder monsters. So it's going to be a little bit you wouldn't be able to get out like Nimble Beaver or be able to get out IP Masquerena. That's why we want to get those out of the way. Now we can use Wat Kingdom here to get another level 2 monster. Then we can Exceed Summon, go into Gigantic Sprite. Use Gigantic Sprite's effect here to get Sprite Carrot. So it just sets us up with the Spell Trap Negate. Then we could set the Wat Cancel. So here it's a pretty good setup. We have Sprite's Brine that is essentially able to bounce a monster on the field and back to the hand. IP Masquerena to link away. If you want to go into Nightmare Unicorn, go into Crusader Avermax, you're able to do that. Just make sure that you use Sprite's Brine's effect beforehand, just so that you're getting the most value that you can out of your cards. Then we have Sprite Carrot here as a Spell Trap Negate that we're able to utilize by getting rid of Gigantic Sprite once Sprite's Brine uses its effect here. And then we can use Sprite Red to get rid of Sprite Carrot, or whichever order you decide to do that. And we have Wat Cancel to actually negate a summon and destroy it. And of course, we have 2 cards in our hand that we're able to discard for Wat Cancel. And then if you want to go into Nightmare Unicorn, you can actually discard a card here in order to bounce something back. It's just a lot of interactions that you're able to do using this build. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.